Hey, Lucas here, and the topic is mine, but I'm sharing it with Dave and Clint, so now the topic, I guess you could say, is yours. And take it away. And hit it. What do I say to start it off? 3, 2, 1, actions. Tell you about it, but it's like I don't want to do a spoiler alert, but also it's history, so it's like not that people won't already know what's going on, so I feel like I'm safe in doing this, but I didn't know. I'm kind of nervous. I want to rehearse for this, and I didn't know. Could I rehearse with you guys my scene?
Do it.
You have a script?
I do have a script. Let me show you the script real fast.
Okay.
Now this
you
is
know how to reach me. Yeah.
Okay, I'll send this.
Are we gonna get a call from somebody?
To be in it?
No.
Oh, like
Would you please
that's
detonate
illegal?
me?
I'm gonna wow them with this performance, but
right.
I'm gonna turn it down.
This is all I know is I have lines. My character, who is a real man, and he was an engineering professor named Buckley Christ, Christ, and this is a real guy, and he actually survived, and he's still alive. So I'm kind of guessing he might be interviewed. So I can't wait.
That's awesome.
And I can't wait I want to find him on Facebook and be like, hey, man, I'm playing you in the movie. Hey, how would you say this?
I just received it. This is great.
So there's a scene here and the way scripts work is they have a character name and then the words that they say after them. So you don't say the character name because that's your part. And you don't read what's in parentheses because that's just your description of what you're doing with your body.
Okay.
Now, I learned this after 4 years of doing it wrong by saying my name first and describing what I was doing before I said my lines every time. And
quick learner.
That's why it's taken me this long in my career. No, okay, so I'll set it up. This is the setup of the scene here. It goes like this. A materials engineer professor, Buckley Christ, that's me, 30s, standing next to his desk, looking down at a package. He is listed. What? He's listed as a return addressee. So Buckley Christ is listed as a return addressee. That means he put his name in the return address. Yeah. There's stamps on the package and stuff like that. There's a campus police officer, Terry Marker, 40s, across the desk from him.
You keep doing what's in the parentheses.
That's how old he is. There's not 40 Terry Markers that are there. It's just one Terry Marker, and he's 40-ish. He's in his 40s.
Simply pointing out you're breaking the rules, but that's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah. But this is all description.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing this all wrong. This took place in the 1980s, in the year of our Lord.
the decade of our Lord.
Yeah. Yes. And so Terry Mark, would you read the part of Terry?
Terry? Yeah, I got Terry right here.
And then there's some sound effects.
What can we do for Clint?
Well, Clint, there's some down at the bottom. There's some descriptions of some sound effects that happen.
Oh, I'm on it.
I don't know if you can pronounce that or not, but maybe in a little bit you could do that part.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now we don't want to spoil this whole thing, so hopefully we won't get in trouble. But hey, it's history. We could have found this anywhere, right? Okay.
So I'm a campus police officer, Terry Marker. And just to set the scene, I'm a materials engineering professor, Buckley Christ, 30s. I'm in my 30s, standing next to my desk, looking down at a package, and I'm listed as the return addressee. Now, when I say I, it's my character I. It's not really Lucas.
You following this, Dave?
It's Buckley Christ, who
I'm nervous I got to act.
He's a materials engineering professor.
Uh-huh. And I'm a cop.
This is in 1980s, in the year of our Lord. Okay, here we go. So Terry talks first, so it'll say Terry, but you don't read Terry.
I don't read Terry.
You just say the words that come after it, okay? So
all right.
You're handing me, you're looking at this box. Okay.
All right.
And I think they say it, and ready, and lights 3, lights camera 2, action, go, and 3, 2, go, ready, set, on your mark. Something like, I don't remember how they do it, but they're like, and whenever you're ready, now.
Oh my God. I can
3, 2, 1.
I could never do this.
Acting.
Here we go.
That's what they say. 3, 2, 1, acting now. Action. It's action. 3, 2, 1, action now.
We ready? Action.
And go. Terry. Oh, I read your part. I'm sorry. I don't see. I knew you weren't going to do it, but then I did it. Dang it. Okay, excuse me. Okay, and action.
That's right. It was found in the Chicago Circle campus parking lot, you know. The one by the Science and Technology building.
Buckley Christ. Man, hold on.
You suck at this. It's so awesome.
I'm okay. I'll hold on. That's why I wanted to practice with you.
just
Okay,
kidding.
okay. So give me that last line one more time.
The one by the Science and Technology building.
I don't get it. Picking it up. It has my name. Oh, I read the description again. Oh, man. I'm never going to. I think I'm going to get fired.
Wait, I'll do the picking it up part.
Oh, you want to say that? Yeah, that's great. So
perfect,
you read the
perfect,
stuff that's inside the little parenthesis.
Got it.
Oh, this is great.
This is a good one. Good solution.
Okay. And add ready, 3, 2, and action. Oh, you going to start with your part?
Oh.
Okay, and Terry.
That's right. It was found in the Chicago Circle campus parking lot. You know, the one by the Science and Technology building.
I don't get it. What?
That was
That's my
so
best picking
dumb.
it up.
No, you're supposed
That's my best
Okay.
picking it up sound
you're
effect.
making sound effects of something being picked up. Okay. I thought it was like
I don't get it.
stepping on an animal. Okay, I'll start with my line.
Okay.
Christ says, I don't get it. It has my... He picks it up, so just for people that can't imagine.
I can't
I'm picking it
imagine
up. I'm
you
just
would
telling you
be
this. Okay,
confused.
starting again now.
It's an audio drama.
Okay, and then my actioning starts now. It has my name on it as a return sender. I've never seen this thing. Heck, it's not even my handwriting. Bizarre. That's the sound effect of it being set back down on the desk. So I like that. I get it now.
That was
very
good.
good, Clint.
That was good.
Then it says office marker. Officer marker. I thought it was like an office marker.
Office marker.
Why doesn't it be, like, that's a really specific
Welcome
kind
to the
of,
office.
It's like Sharpie. Just put Sharpie. But it's the 80s. Maybe they call them office marker. Like, we should really make this thing different. These markers are so sharp. What if we called them Sharpies? Quiet, Bob. Sorry, I just went to a whole new skit. That part wasn't historically accurate, so I don't know. Okay. So the officer marker, that's Terry. That's you. He reaches across the desk, picks it up, and begins to open it. Terry says,
Let me take a look. Maybe I can figure out who.
and that's and scene act and opposite of action cut. Oh, perfect. That was really
Does that
good.
mean that my guy dies?
I don't know. You'll have to watch Reels and
I
find
can't
out.
wait to find
That's
out.
Reels with a Z, folks.
On the Reels Network.
Man, this sounds like a... You know what? I didn't feel too confident about my acting, but now I feel really good about it.
You're going to kill it. Well, maybe that's a bad term. You're going to do really, really well.
Listen, and I thought he was just going to say the word kablam, and I would like to point out my script does say kablam. K-A-H-B-L-A-M.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed in your sound effects. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I thought I did a great job.
No, it was great. I was just like... I just thought it was kind of funny when I read the script the first time when I auditioned. I was like, it actually says kablam.
Kablam.
It says bomb explodes, in parentheses, kablam. Like, do we really need that? Bomb
that's pretty
explodes.
funny. That's pretty
If
funny.
they put poof. Well, okay, no, that's not big enough. Bomb explodes. Nope. That sounds like somebody picking up something. No, that's obviously the sound of somebody
Putting it back
setting
down.
something back down. What else do we got? Kablam. That's it. That's why we're Reels, folks. Reels with a Z.
Awesome. I cannot wait to tune in. All right, so you
I'll
got
let
to
you know.
let us know. You got to let us know.
I totally will. Maybe we could do a post episode wrap up.
We'll do it.
I'll tell you my experience because
Tell us the experience, and we'll do the audio. We'll see how our version compares to your version.
We can do that. Maybe we could play both.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this because my mother found out. She's like, "Well, when is this shoot?" I said, "Well, it's next week sometime." And she's like, "Well, I want to go down there with you, and I'll just go shopping and maybe visit your Aunt Velma, who's 97 years young,
Wow.
living in Fort Worth. You're 96. Once it's past the 90s, it's like party Velma, and she's awesome.
She's up there. Good.
And my mom and dad now are going to ride down with me to my big TV break, folks,
yeah.
to support me.
Good. That's outstanding.
And also, so I don't have to pay for gas. So this works out
Even
great.
better.
I am making
Even
bank.
better.
I'm going to buy all the Monopoly pieces.
All right,
Thanks
so
for rehearsing that with me. I appreciate that.
thank you for allowing us. That was awesome. All right, so it's time for us to open up the mailbag.
Oh.
Clint, what you got for us this week, my man?
This is my job on the morning show. I read the mail. It's called Mail Call, and I read viewer mail. Pretty much, that's how I.
That's just what you do?
Yeah, I just am inspired by the great viewer comments, and I just riff off of them for 4-minute increments.
For
4
that
times in the
David
morning.
B. guy?
And I hope for David B. You guys should write in, and I'll read stuff about you.
Oh, we'll do it. Let's
Hey.
do it.
You want to do it? You want to read it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I read it, and then we answer them?
Yeah.
Who are these from? Is this from you guys, like, asking each other? Or
Yeah,
like,
this is me and
viewers?
Clint just talking.
Just talking to each other. There's a lot easier
Throughout
way to
the
do this
week.
than having to do all this podcast stuff. You guys can just call each other.
We can just talk to each other? Nah.
Yeah, or send a text.
I'll think about it.
I like
yeah,
it.
no, these are some of our listeners, my man.
Okay. So this is a viewer email. Do I put their name?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. From first, Lauren. Oh no, that's her first name. So I'm not the one that should be doing this. Okay, Lauren says, in this latest project, were there any other original characters that you wanted to include but didn't make the cut for some reason? Was she asking you about your
She's
podcast?
talking about you, my man. Welcome to Go Shay.
Lauren's talking to me?
She's talking to you.
Lazy circles, man.
Oh, no way. Oh,
Lazy
this is so
circle.
cool. Okay, so she's asking me about our show. Lauren, listen. Yes, there are several more characters. We only got to explore 3 of the first characters. Nadine Chitwood, the local town librarian, busybody, and volunteer at the senior center. The mayor and his sidekick, T.M., who have
He always votes no, right?
He votes no and ruins the town. He's confined to a wheelchair that TM pulls behind the cop car. And then Carl Storm, who's been on the news for 50 years and should have been retired about 40 years before. But those are just 3 of the characters. We had to pick through a lot of different characters. We have some others. One is a high school mascot based on myself, 15-year-old kid that I would also play. We're going to do these characters if we can do the whole show. If we can sell it and get it sponsored, we're hoping to explore all these characters. There's Lurleen, who's a medicine woman. She lives out in the woods and does experiments on horses, and possibly gives blood transfusions to another cast character who slowly becomes a horse over the course of the episodes.
Now, what of these characters, are any of these characters based in any way on you, Lucas Ross?
Oh, no, not me, but specifically on people that
you know.
No. They're inspired by funny things and maybe things that people did, but no, not at all. And we're never making fun of somebody specifically. At least legally, we're not going to admit it. Well, okay, the 15-year-old mascot is based on me. He's a son of a beekeeper, just like me. He'd be the closest to me, and he has a crush on a cheerleader whose dad is a car dealer.
I've heard your cheerleader story.
And I have some real cheerleader issues. I married one.
Oh, great. How
Yeah,
about
so it's okay now. I can make fun of him, right?
That's the story.
That's the whole
that?
deal.
Must have been.
So the high school mascot's another character. So to answer her question, there's a high school mascot. There's Lurleen, the medicine woman. There's a car dealer, a local car dealer that's got a family name. That he's got tons of kids, and he's just causing problems. And he's trying to sponsor the news station that the weatherman works at. His daughter is an adopted daughter who is a cheerleader, and the mascot has a crush on. So all the characters are interwoven to each other, and I play all of them. So it's not like an episode of like just a Eddie Murphy Nutty Professor movie where we're just like doing gags. The people cross paths barely, and
Right.
that they're there. And at the end of the episode, you see how they're all linked, and that's kind of the thing. And other than that,
cool.
we use all real residents from my hometown, Minko. So yes,
That's
there are
really-
more characters. That's a long answer. Sorry.
No, I think it's
Speaking
awesome.
of,
So is this another question just for me?
Yeah.
This is from Paul. What's up? It says, Lucas, when are you going to share those millions with Minko, Oklahoma? Did I say something about this last time I was on the show? When people from my hometown used to come up to me and say, when are you going to share those millions? Is that...
No.
Oh, there's an older gentleman that came up to me right after I got my first commercial that I got paid $200 for once, and they ran for a whole year.
Oh.
Because I made
you
a
got
bad deal.
robbed. Yeah.
And
Well, you
but
got to
the-
start somewhere.
But
now,
it's
right?
fine. It's
Sure.
worked out fine, I guess.
Uh-huh.
I'm still waiting. No. And he came up to me and my mom once, and I went home, which I'm only 30 minutes away. I go home all the time, home to Minko, and he came up to me and he's like, saw you on the TV. And I was like, yeah. He's like, when are you going to start giving some of those millions back after all we did for you?
Whoa.
And I said...
And he was not kidding.
No. And I was like, well, all I remember that you did for me was make fun of me for not playing sports and say I ran like a girl.
There you go.
And that was the entire town all at once in unison would say that. No.
Awesome.
No. They were very supportive of me. And if I have millions, you better believe I'm going to set up a scholarship foundation and do anything I can for that town. I absolutely love it.
Cool.
And that's really why we hope that the show sells or that we can do something with it, because we want to shoot it all there as is. That's kind of the thing, is like we're shooting it without dressing it, changing it, and it would hopefully boost and help their economy because they're a great little town. And I want the world to know that, especially right now with how divided everything is, these rural areas that people are making assumptions about in other parts in the there's different people there, and once we start communicating with each other, whether we have differences or not, we're all humans, and once you get past that, we can start really bonding. And I think America can become great.
Yeah. I'm
for the first time, and it's all going to be because of our show. I don't want to say...
And this podcast.
Yes, second to this podcast.
Combined effort.
Yep.
This is from Ryan, and he says, what is your biggest guilty pleasure? You know, that is something... Guilty pleasure. Okay, I will say this. This is something that's really weird. And I realized this when I was doing a show... Last year, I was in Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. I was the Steve Martin part in it down at the Sooner Theater.
That's
wonderful
cool.
theater. I love that place. And they offered me my dream role, getting to play Steve Martin on stage, and it was so fun. But I was so engrossed in that, and I was very tired. And at the end of the day, when I was driving home from Norman, about a 40-minute drive, I didn't want to think about the show. I didn't want to think about Steve Martin or banjo music or anything else I was having to do at that time. And I started listening to Nicki Minaj, which is just, for people that might be, that's not big of a deal, but for somebody like me, and you just would you have expected I'm a big Nicki Minaj fan? Oh, I love her. I love her music. I think she's hilarious. And I like it when she talks in her weird Cockney accents on her raps, and she's like, I mean, my, look at the sky, man. Oh, you're a pelican fly. And it's just like, what? So that's my guilty pleasure, Nicki Minaj. Now you know.
Great answer. Wow,
it's true.
I think that's our best answer.
And I don't necessarily approve of some of the, I know that I don't approve. It's like, I'm not here to promote her provocative songs.
We get it.
But there was something that was the furthest away from anything else I do, from the morning show.
I never ever would have thought.
To banjo music, all the things I really love, but at the end of the day, my brain, I was missing my family, and I was sad. And so when I really miss my family, it makes me want to listen to Nicki Minaj. That's a weird statement. So I told my wife this, and she's like, I've been seeing what you've been listening to on our Amazon playlist thing. And I was like, yeah. She's like, Nicki Minaj, huh? I'm like, I don't know. It's catchy
just
and weird.
happened.
I was like, listen to it. You'll like it. Super bass. Super bass. Anyway.
I'm going to jam it on the way home.
Well, yeah, it's like every once in a while, if nobody's in the house, I'll be like, hey, Alexa, play Nicki. Oh, actually, this was a mistake I made the other day. We have one of those Alexa, or those Echoes, Amazon.
Yeah.
I accidentally called my Alexa Siri. And I didn't know why she wasn't answering me, and I realized she was calling me Siri. I was calling her Siri.
Yeah.
I said, and she wasn't answering. I was like, hey, Siri, play.
Was she mad at you?
Well, I will say
Your
this.
phone just went off when you said that,
by
the way.
I don't know, my phone, here's the problem. So now my iPhone and my Amazon Echo know about each other. And they went to lunch yesterday to talk about me, and they hit it off. So I've got a lot of problems on my hands now.
Uh-oh.
And the problems are I am a loser with no friends to talk to other than Alexa and Amazon.
You're robotic.
So that's the joke.
Patriots.
So my joke is
companions,
that
whatever.
My joke is I'm comparing a cheating guy that gets caught with Amazon Echo and iPhone, but the real joke is the fact that I don't have real relationships.
Yeah.
So that's the joke.
That's a good joke. It's a funny joke.
That's my thing.
Thank you for explaining it.
So that was a long tangent. Are there other of your mailbags? Do you guys get a lot of viewer mail?
Well, the listener mail.
Listener mail?
Yeah.
Viewer mail? What I keep saying.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I love to watch. This is my, you know what? Out of all the podcasts that I've ever listened to, this is the only one I've got to watch too, because I've got my eyes open right now, and I'm watching it in real time.
Oh, you're normally not like in studio with the podcasters?
No, I've never done it. This is the only podcast I've ever been on.
That's a lie, though.
I don't think I've ever really done one. Not like one that's as big as this. I've done some like ones guys trying to get it up off the ground. This is the legit. You guys have haters? This is real. If you have haters, you're a real deal.
Well, okay. Thank you.
You're
Coming from you,
welcome.
that's
Oh,
a
you're
huge
welcome.
compliment. Thanks.
Yeah, that's all I have to keep telling myself every time I get that hate mail from these little old ladies.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
I hate you. I'm like, I'm somebody now. Somebody hates me.
Absolutely. Yep.
I'm
Yep.
doing something right, I guess.
I take great pride in Clarence.
Yeah, you should.
I do. I do.
Do you have any other?
Yeah, I've got another one. So,
Okay.
actually, the last question and this one, just some interesting questions
Okay.
that we've received from fans lately.
Okay.
And you seem like you might have an interesting answer to this one as well.
So this is
If
to
don't
you
mind reading
guys.
that. Yeah.
This is from Annie, last name anonymous. Why can't I read that?
You got it. You got it.
Anonymous.
On.
Ani Mouse. Okay. She says, "Hello, Dave and Clint. I'm a huge fan of the podcast. I've been out of work for several months and am having trouble finding a new job. But more than that, I'm struggling with finding my place in the world. What type of career would be a good fit for me? I know this is difficult to answer without knowing anything about me, but do you have any advice on things I could do to figure out what I should do with my life or career, or even advice on any growing markets or careers that you're aware of? Thanks so much." From Anne. She also puts, she thinks that you guys rock.
Wow. Thank you, Anne. Wow, you didn't tell me that a while ago.
Yeah, I think we've had that question on a.
Oh, we've had the question, but I didn't know her response was you rock. Anyway,
yeah.
Well, it's implied. We know this, so.
I don't know it. What do you think about that, man? That's a real question.
Yeah, when it gets real like that, I say you just turn on some Nicki Minaj and you just check out. No, okay, so trying to find your place in the world. It's okay. I'll say this. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing every day. I think everybody really is. And the people that are doing the thing, it's so easy to, especially right now with all the different outlets online, all the different social media ways that people can share and brag, and it's not a secret anymore that people are only posting or sharing the cool things that they're doing. When you start living to be able to, I want to go do this thing because then I can post about it. And I've started to have those thoughts in my mind like, oh, I've got this thing and I could talk about it here. Because we're like fishing for likes and approval from people all the time. And trying to like shut that out is really difficult. Because we're faced with, that's a measure of success. And especially like for me, like when I'm doing auditions and stuff like that, when they're looking at casting you, they go to your Instagram page to see how many people that you can influence, because that's a free way for them to get their product out there. That's just a sidebar of it. So it's like, it's hard. It's a real thing right now. So trying to find your place in this world, you need to remember one thing. Everybody's trying to figure it out. The people that think they've got figured out, they're trying every day, and it's trying to center yourself and choose that happiness that you can find and enjoy the ride. Find the things that you are good at, and it might take a step towards, especially finding a job, taking that job that might not seem right. And a lot of people, my friends that are coming out of college for the first time, they're trying to take that job. They're scared because like, oh, this isn't what I want to do with my life. I was like, man, I don't know what I want to do with my life. And I've had 5 different jobs since college or more, and I'm still working at it. I mean, you guys remember that? Like taking that first job. Once you have that first job, it's so much easier to get the second job.
Yeah. No, I agree with you so much, and that's perfect. That's perfect.
I don't know if that was a very good answer or not, but I would say this: you're not alone, and the people that that seem to act like they have it all figured out don't. So you can do one of two things. One, you can pretend that you have it all figured out and just post a bunch of fake stuff online and live a lie. Mm-hmm. No, I think that's what you ought to do. No. Or I would center on. I had somebody tell me one time, "You're trying to do too many different things, and you're not good at some of those things." And I didn't like to hear that. I wanted to hear I was good at everything I tried to do.
Sure.
She's like, "Don't try to do that stuff. Do the stuff that you've actually had some success in what you're doing, and pursue that a little bit and see what you can do. Doesn't mean you're going to do that as your job, but you might really bring something cool to the table for whatever job you do get."
Yeah. That's good advice.
I don't know if
That's good advice.
That's sage advice.
Lucas, I like it, man. Seriously.
Maybe you guys should like redo this and you could answer, and I'll just say this.
I've already
Here's my
answered
prepared answer after you guys say something. I'll be like, guys, that was great. I couldn't have verbalized that at all.
Guy, no, I answered it, and you answered it better than I did, for sure. Great job. Thank you.
Good luck, Lauren. Hope you get a great job and find your place. You know what? We're all trying to find our place. You're
Pretty
not
sure her
alone.
name was Anne.
Oh, Anne. Oh, yeah, Lauren was a different one. Let's start right. Can we start right here? Good job, Anne and Lauren.
Good job, everybody.
Good job.
Yeah,
We're all
except
winners.
except you, Paul.
No
Okay,
doubt.
Paul too.
Nope, not Paul. Not Paul. Man, this has been a blast, Lucas.
Well, hey, thanks for having me, man. You guys, you have a really great show, and it's so cool to hear your viewers that are out there. You're reaching some people. You're making some differences. And I'll tell you this that I don't realize. Can I tell you a weird example the other night? I'm kind of
Sure.
going on a thing.
Sure.
I got on Instagram the other night. My wife was in Africa.
Wow, how was that?
I guess fine. You know, everybody's like, your wife's going to be in Africa? What's she doing? And I tell them that she has a nonprofit called Heartbeat for Hope, so check it out if you'd like to.
Really neat.
They go and they rescue children that are either enslaved or in destitution, and they educate
my
them, help
goodness.
them
Wow.
graduate and house them and get them to where they can go back to their villages. And
Yeah, she's like doing real work.
yeah, it's crazy. And everybody's like, your wife's going to be in Africa living, and what are you doing? It's like, I'm staying home with the kids. Like, well, we'll be praying for her. And I was like, yeah, she'll be fine. Pray for me and my children, really. And but while I was there one night, things got crazy last Friday night when the boys, my kids went to my parents' house in Minko, and I was at home, and I thought, I'll play the banjo, maybe go on Instagram, do a little Instagram live at 8:30 on a Friday night.
Home Alone.
And I was like, ugh, what if like other people see me on here and like they're going to think I'm a loser? I'm like, wait a second, hold on, who's the bigger loser? The guy who's playing the banjo
right.
or
Or
the
who's-
people that have nothing to do but watch it? I had 21 people watching me at one part. Now, that's not a whole lot, but that's a lot of people that, anyway.
Sure.
I played the banjo for an hour, and I interacted with people and visited. It was really fun. But after I only tell you this to say this. Yeah. Because you guys don't know the impact that you might be having, and I don't think about this either. And sometimes they don't reach out, but this person did. And after I got finished playing on Friday night at 10:02 p.m., I got this message from somebody who had been watching and said, I'm sorry to send you a private message, but I want you to know I think the Lord worked through your music tonight. I got news this morning. My sister was fighting leukemia and passed away. And I believe that she's in the presence of Jesus, but my heart aches, and it's been a very difficult day. But I was watching your live feed tonight, and it was so comforting. Thank you. I think God works in awesome ways. And I was like,
Wow.
man, goofing around with a banjo distracted somebody from a hard day. So just to let you know, you don't know the kind of impact that you get to make on people, and keep up the good work. This is positive and fun, and this world needs more of it.
Well, wow, what a message, man! Good for you to do that. That's really cool. And
No, I didn't. I did nothing, but you don't know sometimes the
but I know
positivity is what
you mean. I
people
know what
need,
you mean.
you know?
Well, that's really nice of you to say. That's very nice. And yeah, no, I think you're right. I mean, we all tend to. I don't know. I don't have any really words of wisdom here, but you never know. I'll just echo you. You never know what people are going through, and
Right.
Sometimes when you see somebody that's having a rough day, a lot of times my tendency is to look down on that person or never really consider there's probably a good reason they're acting this way.
Right.
And so you just never know.
A good friend, Todd Wright, told me once, beans in the floorboard.
Okay.
What does that mean?
I'm just going to leave it right there. No, it's great. He
Like
said
sage
well,
advice.
He said,
you know it's good when you
he
don't
said,
know what it means.
Have you ever driven with beans in the floorboard? I'm talking big baked beans in a big tin pan that slush around. If you have beans in the floorboard and you're driving to a church picnic, you cannot drive faster. You'll slush those beans all over your floorboard. You got to drive slow. And the other drivers are going to be upset and don't know what you're doing, and they're going to be honking at you and mad, but you can't slush those beans out of that floorboard because you got something else going on in your car.
Yeah.
So whenever you're driving behind somebody and you're frustrated, he would always be like, hey, careful, they might have beans in their floorboard.
Good call.
So when you see somebody who
Good
doesn't
call.
look happy and is frustrated or mad or whatever,
Yeah.
they just might have beans in their floorboard. And sometimes those beans spill and you got to clean them up.
Man.
It sounds really silly, but it's
That
so
makes
true.
sense. That makes sense. Well, this has been quite a podcast.
Did you think it was going to take such a serious
We
turn?
started-
And we talk about baked beans?
We started in the most ridiculous area that we possibly could, and now we've ended up in a very a very special place.
I hope that's okay.
Clint, can you finish up? I want to hear your thoughts on this episode. I want to hear some words of wisdom from you. And you can edit out later, which I know you probably will, but I want to get your take on this.
Yeah, no, I'm very impressed, Lucas. Normally he brings the funny and he brings it well, but
Yeah.
he just hit it out of the park.
I think that's why I'm so kind of shell-shocked at this point. I'm not really sure. I've just been taken in every direction, and I've loved every minute of it, buddy, so thank you.
Well, hey, thanks. It's nice to get kind of get real and and still have fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm humble too, man. There's times that I think I don't know what I'm doing, and to answer for Ann that's like looking and wondering. There's so many days I'm still like, it's because you never get there's never satisfaction when you get to do something fun or cool. And in my job, I've gotten to interview my heroes. I've gotten to meet things, and every time you have an experience like that, you experience a high, and it's not unlike maybe I don't know a drug or some kind of feeling.
I mean, that's how I feel right now talking to you.
Oh boy, you need to get out more. But you experience a high that and so every time I'd get to do something that I hadn't done before, and this Reels thing I'm joking about, but like I'm excited I haven't done that before.
Yeah.
So I'm experiencing a different feeling and a different sensation of high. Not that I'm saying like I think I'm gonna be a major superstar, get a Emmy and a Tony and a Grammy out of it,
You might. Yeah.
Nobel
But I know-
Peace
but I know you
Prize.
do. Uh-huh.
No, but you get this new experience thing. That's what a lot of people like to go travel and do different things. You get a high out of it. But when that plateaus and you come back down, I've learned that you don't just come right back down to neutral. You can go, and for somebody like me, you can go lower, and not just the equal amount of how high you went. So let's say, okay, you got to do something cool. So I got cast in a movie with a major celebrity. Oh man, that's awesome. That shoots me up to a 6. And then after that's kind of over with, and then I come back home and I'm getting back into the normal thing, I kind of drop down, and maybe there's a little bit of depression, after Christmas is over and all the presents are open. But I don't go back down to 0. I don't go back to I go to like a -6. But then like maybe something else cool happens, and I go up to a 10. Well, that's a bigger high that I've ever had. But then after it's over, I don't go back down to 0. I go to a -12, more than -10. So this is weird and silly, but I feel like there's a lot of people that are constantly searching for those kind of things. And if you don't think about it's okay to be sad after it's over with.
Right.
And to know that your body and your mind is going to do that after anything like that. But this is a struggle that, like, you're reading about all these terrible scandals, drug addictions, other kind of addictions, terrible harassment, and things are happening to these people that have this fame and this money, and they don't know what to do with all this power or what they get to do. They're searching and they're hurt. And I'm not excusing the bad things that they did, but I'm saying it can come from you can never get enough of that high after that moment is over with. Yeah. So you have to be so careful with anything. And that goes for anybody, whether you're working in any kind of entertainment industry or, you get the affirmations of 50 likes on a tweet, and then the next one you don't get any.
Right.
Do you get likes on a tweet, Clint? How does Twitter work?
It's horrible. All the way around.
Is it a writ? Is that what's called a writ?
A writ? I don't know that.
RT? I don't know what that means on Twitter.
I have no idea.
A writ. No, I think it's like a cracker.
Huh. Oh, interesting.
Ritz?
Yeah,
Ritz
that sounds
cracker.
great right now.
I could go for some Ritz. I love Ritz. We're going to end this, and I'm going to
You
get
could
some
probably
Ritz.
delete a lot of the last stuff I just
No, I think what you're saying is that, well, I don't know if you're saying this, but it's really easy to say this. It's hard to do, but it's trying to find the good in all situations. Now, if you're in a situation where you've lost a family member, it's going to be hard to find the good in that on that day, and it may take a long time. But in general, there are things to be happy about and things to be thankful for, and try and live off that and not on others' approval. Yeah. Do well.
And it's okay to be sad. It's okay to have those feelings,
yeah.
but to make sure you're taking care of yourself in those moments.
There you go. There you
go. Look at this. Look how heavy you guys got. This
I'll tell you what, man.
This show just went up to a 20.
I think we're kind of like Oprah level.
And I'm going to plateau after this. I always have to prepare myself to know that it's going to go down to a -40.
I'm going to be a -40 tomorrow. Just because.
Happy birthday! Wait. What?
Oh, my man. All right.
Jeez. Did I ruin the moment?
Lucas is going to feel like a -40 when he has to wake up for his morning show.
No kidding,
Oh,
dude.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, you got to do that in just a couple of hours,
Can we
man.
just stay up until then? No.
Lucas Ross, thank you so much for being here,
thank you guys.
Thank you. Clint, great job, my man.
Thanks. I'm glad you're not mugged, Dave.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate you guys looking out for me. Oh, man. All right. Well, we'll see you again next week. Until that time, this is Clint, Dave, and Lucas Ross. Have a good one. Yellow Rose Amplification has been annoying neighbors since 2014. These high-quality, handmade tube amplifiers are at home on stage, in a studio, or in your bedroom, and they are built to last a lifetime. Yellow Rose amps are proudly built in Oklahoma with a Texas state of mind. Exclusive to the Topic Is Yours listeners, Yellow Rose is offering a 10% discount on their flagship amplifier, the RJC10. Check them out at yellowroseamps.com and enter the code TOPIC at checkout. The code again is TOPIC. Yellow Rose Amps. The rose rocks.